When I recount my story like that, then it sounds even more like it happened to someone else. I'm not sure I will ever fully accept seeing it all on the TV, being on the news, having my face splashed all over the papers, or hearing yet more stories of lives ruined. It isn't just that life can change in an instant. We've all heard enough horror stories over the years in the newspapers to know that bad news sells and that people do terrible things. It goes much deeper than that. I think nightmares like this one challenge the very core of what we believe our society to be, the basic rules of human engagement we should be able to rely on. Corruption like this shakes every moral pillar that we believe in. Everything we're brought up to trust we can hold on to evaporates when we realise that bad things can happen to anyone when the system is corrupt enough. I think we all have moments as youngsters where we imagine being famous, in whatever way that looks like. These days, it's social media or talent shows or maybe YouTube. It certainly doesn't look like a TV show called Mr. Bates versus the Post Office, a drama that tells the story of the post office scandal through the eyes of the victims. Even writing the phrase, our convictions, still feels surreal. That I'm bound up in this madness that others have watched as entertainment still takes my breath away. All of it does. That TV drama brought the story of what happened to me and hundreds of sub-postmasters to a whole new audience and shocked and appalled them in equal measure. The post office destroyed lives. It ruined my life as I knew it. It pushed me to the brink of my own sanity, left me penniless and my reputation in ruins, and my parents went to their graves before they could see me clear my name. Even when the evidence was being heard, years after my convictions at the public inquiry, I sat and thought, how on earth could they do that to people and then go home and sleep at night? I think that's the thing with being the victim of evil. You just can't comprehend it when you're in it, no matter how you try and rationalise it. Initially, no one had any idea of the scale. People thought perhaps only a few people had been affected regionally. It wasn't until it hit the TV screens that the enormity of our plight was truly understood by the masses, that 555 of us had been affected and left with no money, mountains of debt, some with criminal records, and no evidence to clear our names. I've had to work hard over the years not to let myself be swamped by feelings of anger and hatred. No amount of raking over all the torrid details of the post office's behaviour will change the outcome. The prison sentences, deaths and suicides, and total misery and destruction felt by us all, no matter what our story. There was nothing accidental about what happened, and there has not been one shred of remorse shown for what we all went through. There's nothing I can do to change what happened to us, but I will continue until my very last breath to hold them accountable. We were all thrown right into the legal whirlpool of trying to clear our names and untangle the horror of what the post office did. We all had to learn the intricacies of the legal world on the job. Just imagine having a normal job, a normal life, and suddenly having to stop one of the largest institutions in the country from sending you to prison for something you did not do, but that you couldn't prove it wasn't you. And what a labyrinthine world it continues to be as the fight goes on. I've been so lucky with my wonderful family, friends, and the team that has assembled around me, supported and protected me and continued the fight with me. Not everyone involved was so blessed. The ITV drama was so important to show how many lives were shattered, and just what it took to form the Justice for Sub-Postmasters Alliance, JFSA, take on the system and prove our innocence and win. It eventually led to a High Court case in which the judge ruled that bugs, errors and defects in the Horizon system caused discrepancies in postmasters' branch accounts and that the system was not robust and there was a material risk of it being the cause of the shortfalls. That court ruling ultimately paved the way for us sub-postmasters to achieve justice. For us convicted sub-postmasters, we could start to appeal against our criminal convictions and begin compensation claims for malicious prosecution, loss of reputation and liberty, as well as property and financial loss. And for the rest of the sub-postmasters, it started the process of obtaining financial redress. After years of fighting and legal battles, we're coming out the other side and finally getting what we deserve, though at the time of writing this book, there is still a significant number of people waiting for full financial redress. Ultimately, though, I want this to be a story of hope, and one that shows you can win, against all the odds. If you never give up, you have right on your side and good people with you helping you to fight.